Creating a random number in JavaScript is used by declaring the Math.random method. So in order to do that, we come in here between our opening and closing script tag, and I'll type the math object. And if you're using something like Dreamweaver or Visual Studio or any other number of programs, it'll let you know that that's a keyword. And then you type a dot or period, and in many programs it'll give you a list of the properties and methods that are useful with this built-in math object. So as you can guess, there's going to be a number of built-in properties and methods, including round and floor and trig and algebraic formulas. We have pi, which is a property, and then down here we have random, and then down below, actually, what do we want? Oh, random right there, right in front of me. Okay, so I go ahead and hit enter, and now it will generate a number for me that's going to be between 0 and 1, essentially. It'll be between 0 and 0.999. So I'll do an alert on that just to demonstrate how that's working. Save that up, and we'll run that in Firefox. And we see that it generates a number of 0.1991 in this case, and then just refresh and try again, 0.73. All right. So generally, you don't want a number between 0 and 1. You're going to want a slightly higher number. And so in order to get your result, what you want to do is multiply it by the number that you want. So let's say you roll 6-sided dice, then you would multiply this by 6. If you are playing Dungeons and Dragons, then you might multiply it by 20, and so forth. So I'll go ahead and put a 20 in there, and now it will give me a result of a number between 0. Well, it'll multiply 0. It'll multiply a number between 0 and 0.999 by 20, and essentially giving me a number between 0 and 19.999. So you can do a alert on that, or a console.log, test it out, and see for yourself. Now, you are almost always going to want to have a whole number. You usually don't want a floating point number. So we'll do a math dot either round, floor, or seal. Round will give us, as you know, if you were to generate a 15.5, then it would give you 16. If you were to get 2.1, then it would give you a 2. So that would be math.round. Math.seal will always round that number up, and math.floor will always round that number down. Okay, so we're generally going to use math.floor. There's a few reasons for that. One is that JavaScript is just kind of weird, and if you use a math.seal, there's a slight chance of an error if you get a zero generated. So that is my understanding. You'll definitely see math.seal. I'm sorry, you'll definitely see math.floor being the one that will be used in most tutorials and most other books as well. So we'll use math.floor is what I mean to say. And there we go. So now it will work from algebraic formula as you learned in junior high school. It'll start from the inside with the math.random. It'll multiply it by 20. Then we move out and we'll use the math.floor. So this will give us a number between 0 and 19. Now you usually don't want that. In this case, we want between 1 and 20. So I just add 1 to that. Okay, so now if you do an alert on that, you would actually get that result between 1 and 20. I'll just do this up really quickly. I'll have a variable, and I'll say rand equals math.floor and so forth. So now it'll generate the random number, store it in my variable called rand. You can do an alert or a console.log on rand. I'll save that up, and let's run this thing. All right, so it gives me an 11. I hit OK, generate again 13 and 17 and so forth. So you can test that yourself, and you should get similar results of it working for you.